Hello, hello. How's it going? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How's okay? Same delay as yesterday, I guess. Maybe it's because of the Wi-Fi. I don't know. Some delay. So, well, I was looking at Russia right now at this place in Russia. These islands that apparently Japan has claims to, or something like this. This Sakhalin Oblast. Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk. Maybe it's not this and it's one of these islands. I think I was looking at this biggest. Kuriles. Iturup. Kunashir. Kuril Islands.
Yes, this is the age of the universe. The name of this Kuril island is Kunashir, and it's situated on the border with Japan. Japan is somewhere there, maybe 20 kilometers from here. Just to reach Kuril Islands from island Sakhalin, you have to take this type of plane. Just small plane for 70 persons, 70 passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the aircraft is ready for landing.
So this is our first day on the Kuril Islands, and you see
Lol.
very severe nature, but we have a very beautiful lady driver. It helps to survive in such situations. This is the only one city of
Lol.
the island. Its name is Yuzhno-Kurilsk.
Yuzhno-Kurilsk.
I will show you closer at daytime. Now it's twilight already. But it's beautiful. It's located just on the ocean coast. Best regards from Kuril Islands. And this is, you know what? This rock is Devil's Finger. And this is wonderful Pacific Ocean. Severe weather, severe climate. This is the center of this wonderful, faraway, isolated city or town, Yuzhno-Kurilsk. And just have a look. This is a bakery, local bakery, and a local mobile store, and wonderful fish store, or I don't know what. And this is a small shop of caviar. Let's see what's there. I see the price for caviar for 1 kilo is, you see, 4,550 rubles. For 1 kilo. Let's see what's inside coral. I see cat. Do you see cat? This is a local store. What I see, meat. But it's not meat, it's fat or bones or something. 560 rubles. Hello, cat. Whoa. Hello, guy. Nice to see you. Okay, beer. And sausages, 430 rubles. It's not so comfortable here to shoot a video because too small space. But here you can see salty cucumbers, traditional Russian food. We're in Russia, guys, and different salads. Have a look. It's a seafood salad and octopus salad and a laminaria salad. The most popular here, I think. Would you like to eat some salty cucumbers, guys? And again, snacks, traditional Russian snacks, salty cabbage and green tomatoes. Prices are average prices, 100 rubles for half a kilo. And what's here? Dairy section, cheeses, milk. There are all the prices. For example, sour cream, 120 rubles for less than 200 grams. As for eggs, 160 rubles for 10 eggs. A different kind of cheese. What's here? Oh, Vegas section. Have a look. Terrific. So not so good. Zucchini, 50 rubles per kilo. And very bad tomatoes, 50 rubles per kilo. And apples are expensive, 3 times more expensive than in Moscow, you see, 218. And it's not region of fruit and vegetables, it's so far away and so isolated. And very bad cucumbers, 200 rubles. Not so bad tomatoes, 200 rubles. Bad, I would say. And the different candies and section of frozen food. And nothing interesting, you know, nothing interesting, really, it's true. Sausages, I don't know even what to comment. Just candies, waffles, and have a look. Rather good cheese, but I don't see prices, and traditional Russian fat. And different meat, rather good, you see. And prices are not so high. And different cheese. Again, I don't know these names of cheese. I hope it's not so bad. What I like is Japanese Pepsi Cola and Japanese Fanta. Okay, Japan is only 20 kilometers from here, and of
I think that's Chinese.
course, we can meet some Japanese products and beverages, and that's all. This is a alcohol section. Small store with high prices. For example, bananas for 270. Nothing interesting. And bad bananas for 150. I want to show you a little bit of this city. It's located on the coast of Pacific Ocean, and it's small. There is only one big supermarket, but I didn't manage to get there. We didn't have enough time. And today we are leaving by ferry to another island, Kuril Island, Iturup. And this is Kunashir, if it means something for you. And you see volcanoes are wonderful, and the city itself is not so pretty. I'm not sure it's the best place for living. And the climate is very strange, in my opinion. So damp and windy. But people live here. Russians like this place. They say we live in wild nature, and we like it. That's all. This is the whole city. My dear viewers, good morning, good morning.
Interesting place. So, what I wanted to talk about today were some things that I forgot to talk about yesterday. and I think it was related to the social thing, if I recall correctly. Related to this social today versus the doctor thing that I commented of things that I want to do during the week or something like that. No, things that I did during the week. And I mentioned that yesterday I felt a little bit awkward because I didn't talk much. And yeah, I think something that I left from that is that in class I feel a little bit awkward, but well, especially in like the half pause, it's like I don't fully feel like I fit in. Also, I had these kind of medical things, so I couldn't just chill in the cafeteria and enjoy that. I don't know. And while walking to the supermarket with other classmates, I feel a little bit strange. Not because I dislike silence, but because I feel like it's not like mutually agreed upon silence or something like this. I don't know. That was, I think, basically the only thing I wanted to add. Well, the thing that I think I wanted to add to yesterday's discussion. Oh, I also think I wanted to talk a little bit in German, basically saying these things like ich heiße Juan und ich bin 27 Jahre alt. Ich wohne in einem Dorf, das 50 Kilometer von Madrid entfernt ist und bin dort aufgewachsen. Oder mein Wohnort ist ein Dorf, das 50 Kilometer von Madrid entfernt ist. Ich lebe in einem Reihenhaus in einer Wohnsiedlung. Das Dorf liegt in der Sierra de Madrid, also ziemlich nah an den Bergen. Das Dorf liegt in der Sierra de Madrid. Oder, I don't know. Oder, ja, und ich bin leider, aber ich lebe mit meiner Familie. Mein Vater ist Spanier und meine Mutter ist Japanerin. Und ja, ich habe zum ersten Mal Deutsch während meines Erasmus in München gelernt. Ich wollte Spanien verlassen und ein Freund von mir ging auch nach Deutschland. Er ging nach Darmstadt. Und ja, ich habe gedacht, dass München ein gutes Ziel wegen seiner Automobilkultur ist. Ich habe Maschinenbau studiert, lerne jetzt aber Deutsch, um später Lokführer bei der Deutschen Bahn zu werden. Ich habe ein Praktikum als Berater in einem Luftfahrtunternehmen gemacht. Ich spreche Spanisch als Muttersprache, habe ein gutes Niveau in Englisch, lerne Deutsch und I am introducing myself. Yo, I was showing what you're talking about. I'm reading this kind of introduction that I've made. It's kind of not urgent. It's not urgent because it's like I already did this conversation, but I want to do it every week to practice kind of to have it more fluent when it's time for the test, because the first part of the B1 spoken test is basically this. So I want to go after every point. And I thought reading it once or twice a week on stream, it would be a nice idea. And I talked about this thing that I missed yesterday, the general thoughts during the week, Social Today versus the Doctor. At the beginning of the stream, I was just watching a video from a Russian person, because I was looking at that before stream. But then I remembered what I wanted to do, which was I wanted to comment on a short thing that I missed mentioning about social things. Yesterday I mentioned that at the Doctor I was proud of kind of my abilities, and versus at the store where I was less proud of it. And then I forgot to mention yesterday that in German class in the pause, I feel a little bit awkward because I don't really know what to do. I usually go with some classmates to get some food at a supermarket because it's cheaper and all that. But there are like a lot of silent gaps, and I feel like it's a little bit a bit of an awkward situation sometimes. That's the thing that I mentioned, that I wanted to mention. Kind of a week recap. And I already said it, so I was like, I don't know what to do, and was like, okay, I will read this thing. Bro, I have to read something for you tomorrow, and I will just push it to the next day and the day after. So now I wanted to look it up, and it's like 20 pages. I'm not good at reading. This will take me ages. Lol. Maybe you could drop it to ChatGPT to see what it tells you. Give me a sum up or something like this. And then if you don't like the sum up, maybe you will be like, okay, I have to actually read it. This isn't enough. And we'll read it or something. $20 pages. I don't know how long 20 pages is, to be honest. Maybe like an hour or something, right? Okay, I was in the Sprachen part. Ich spreche Spanisch als Muttersprache, habe ein gutes Niveau in Englisch, lerne Deutsch und spreche ein wenig Französisch und Japanisch. Englisch habe ich hauptsächlich im Internet gelernt, obwohl ich auch einige Kurse besucht habe. Mein Vater ist Übersetzer und wir haben einige Übungen gemacht, um zu üben. A bit redundant, but okay. Es ist wahrscheinlich die Sprache, die ich im Alltag am meisten benutze. This is a sentence that I fucked up when saying it without looking at it. Es ist die Sprache, because I get the words Sprachen und Sprechen mixed up. Es ist wahrscheinlich, and I didn't remember the word wahrscheinlich. Es ist wahrscheinlich die Sprache, die ich im Alltag am meisten benutze. Maybe I could just simplify it to die ich am meisten benutze. Es ist die Sprache, die ich am meisten benutze. Deutsch lerne ich jetzt, weil es eine offene Rechnung für mich ist, wie ich bereits erwähnt habe. Französisch habe ich in der Schule gelernt. Ich spreche auch ein bisschen Japanisch, hauptsächlich Dinge aus dem Haushalt, weil meine Mutter Japanerin ist. I can understand that. Nice. Hobbys, Freizeit. Was machst du in deiner Freizeit? In meiner Freizeit schaue ich gerne YouTube und Twitter, lese Blogs und gehe spazieren. Ich interessiere mich besonders für Videos über Reisen und verschiedene Kulturen, Autos und Transport, Häuser und Architektur sowie Kochen. And that's the text. maybe today I read it, but maybe next week I will try to do it without reading it first and then be like that. Or maybe I will have the 7 questions, right? What are the 7 questions that I have to know? It's like ich. So ich bin Juan, or like ich heiße Juan und ich bin 27 Jahre alt. Then wo Herkunft. Ich wohne in einem Dorf, das 50 Kilometer von Madrid entfernt ist, etc. But yeah, I don't want to do this over and over again because it's a little bit boring for me. I don't know if for you, but yeah, then another thing that I had planned for today was making these vocabulary cards. But because it's a task that I always put off. It's like the same with your reading. Well, I was thinking about that, but in general, all of this is just what is computer machine ethic and machine ethic. Computer ethic and machine ethic. Lol. Yeah, I put off the vocabulary thing, so I was like, maybe if I do it on stream, but I also don't really want to do the cards thing. Today I went running, by the way. Well, not running. I walked and run for like 2 hours, maybe running 20 minutes or something, but yeah. I am a bit more tired than usual because of that. I also feel like I don't think I've caught cold, but like I don't think I've catched a cold. I've caught a cold, but my throat feels itchy, maybe because of the lack of drinking or something like this. Or maybe I have caught a cold, I don't know. Because I have also washed my hair. I downloaded the text and will read it tomorrow on the way to uni. The beginning is already really boring. Lol. It's about BAföG. I don't know where we go from there to get to ethic, but I'm already bored. It's shitless. BAföG was the money you get, right? I don't know. No idea. Isn't it intriguing though? Maybe there is something there. Now I'm curious about it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could. Maybe I could do a couple of vocabulary cards instead of doing nothing, because I literally have nothing. I blanked out. Maybe I could check my notes. Yeah, I did check my notes, and yeah, I asked you about the thing. I did do this bucket list Germany thing, my blog towards doing things in the morning, clothes. I already talked about that. This is Spreewörter, mündliche Ausdruck. It. I don't know what this. An idea. TikTok ideas. No. Don't have anything. Don't have a topic. It's a shame because I don't know. Yesterday I had an idea, but I think it was this feeling a little bit separated from people. I thought it was a good topic, but I think I've gone over it too quickly. Maybe I have more to say about it, but because I thought it would be like a good stream topic, right? Because these days streams I cut streams like an hour long or something. So I thought I could talk a little bit about this, right? Not for a full hour, but maybe for like half an hour, because usually the first 15 minutes or something I do something else, that kind of thing, right? So I was like, maybe I could stretch the topic. I guess it's kind of, well, let me talk a little bit meta about this, right? It's like when I had nothing going on in my life, right? When the main activity of the day was the stream, it's like I didn't have anything to stream about, but somehow I managed to sometimes, not always, right? But sometimes to have some kind of topic, and it was usually some kind of abstract topic, right? Or I would do my website, those kind of things, right? Versus now that I have something going on, it's like for the stream, it's like it's not that I don't want to talk about it or something like this, it's just that it doesn't feel talk aboutable, right? It doesn't feel super exciting to talk about or anything like this, right? I feel similarly to how I felt when I was not doing anything, I guess. I don't have like many anecdotes, or well, maybe it's like maybe I do have some anecdotes. Maybe I could tell a couple of anecdotes or something like this. But yeah, I don't know. Well, let me talk a little bit. Just say some context-related things or anecdotes or something like that. So tomorrow I start the B1 course, I guess. We have finished with the A2 book, and we have the test for the A2 level on next Friday. That's why I wanted to do this vocabulary thing, because I need to get that vocabulary going on, like more or less memorized by then, or at least to be familiar with it in case I get asked the question, because it also will have an oral component of like, say this, right? How do you say, or what does Krankenpfleger mean? And I will have to be like, enfermero or something like that. But I don't know, I'm not like super worried about it. Because to be honest, I already know some of the things from B1. I don't have it like super polished or anything like this, but I know more or less how to do it because I have already been taught B1 German. Right? The professor changes, the teacher changes. We had an Italian, like some guy who has like Italian name and surname, but who is like the son of Italian immigrants in Deutschland, in Germany, in Darmstadt. And yeah, he was nice. He was a cool guy. He was short, by the way, pretty short, but well, not bad. He was short, and he was a nice guy, friendly, right? He was, I think, 36, so I guess the vibe of the class wasn't super like strict or anything. I mentioned that I didn't like that he talked too much in Spanish, but I don't know, I kind of get it. And even if it is true that maybe I think it would be more beneficial for me to hear more German and all that, I don't know, I got used to the flow of the class and all this. I know what you mean. I can talk in English pretty good, but in the moment you just miss some words you would normally know. I recently didn't know how to tell someone there were construction workers. In English, you mean? So the tram had to drive a different road. Arbeit. Is it called like that? Arbeit? Or is it Werke? Werke or something like that? Bauwerke. Bauwerke. Gebäude. Bau. I think it's bauen, right? Bauwerken. Something like that. I don't know. Or you mean in English? Well, in English you said it, right? Construction workers. I guess if you are in Berlin, there are a lot of English speakers around, right? Yeah, the sign said Bauarbeiten beachten, and he asked what that meant. Bauarbeiten. I was close. Bauwerken, Bauarbeiten. I would have understood the sign, for example, but I couldn't. So I just looked at his maps, and in the end, he could just ignore it since he had to get before. Convenient. I think a problem with my German level is that I know some things, right? The problem is that when I fail, I usually fail at like the most basic stuff, right? So it looks bad, I think. It looks like I have less level than I have. It's like I could write a relative sentence or something like that, but then I would fuck up something like the gender of the words or something like this, which technically is from like an earlier course or something like this. Or I would confuse things like Sprachen und Sprache, Spreche und Sprechen, right? Spreche, die Spreche und Sprechen, the verb and the noun in pronunciation, so it looks like I'm saying, yeah, like if in English I say I idioms or I languages instead of I speak languages, right? Or I speak, right? And that, I guess, sounds really bad. But I could like write a relative sentence with it. But Sprechen und Sprache. Yeah, I wanted to say like the plural, right? Sprache, Spreche, no? Right? Is it like that? Or is it Sprachen? It's Spreche with the little dots, right? So I think that is what worries me a little bit in that sense. Or that I fail to construct sentences, I guess. Sprachen, okay. Fuck. Multiple languages is Sprachen. See, this is the kind of shit I get wrong, right? I thought the plural was like Spreche, so it sounds like I'm saying it very wrong, when in reality I just didn't know the fucking plural of this word, right? But apparently this word is like A1, because in the A1 course, the first thing they say is like, hi, hello, ich heiße Juan, ich bin 22 Jahre alt und ich spreche 7 Sprachen, right? So when I get it wrong, it sounds like I don't have even the A1 level. But it's just because I have never gone to A1 class. I've never practiced it a lot of times. I never used those words, right? A lot, to be honest. Sprachen. Andy, I don't know. There are more anecdotes in the course are mostly related to like the people in the course, right? So there is one guy who who is like a character. So he has like a lot of different anecdotes related to him. It's like he borrowed money, so he owes money to some people apparently, but he's also is like a party person, so he has like some anecdotes about that. He's very outspoken in class, so he speaks out. Another awkward point in class is that, for example, there are some exercises and including this kind of presentation, introducing yourself type thing. Right? This in the exam, in the test, in the official test, is going to be done in like pairs. So you like introduce to another person who is taking the test. And in my case, it's like we already have set up those partners. And the one that I have isn't bad, but I don't know, there are always things that I feel like the dynamic is like he's very, he wants to do things very quickly and put like the minimal effort in. And they would prefer a little bit more like work, and also it's like he has some of this kind of last word energy, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. So far, it's okay. I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, it's not super bad, right? But it's like another thing of this kind of feeling like it's a little bit awkward at some points. In this case, it's like during the class, I find those moments a little bit awkward. For example, if we have to write something like a text, but we have to write it in pairs, I'm like, I dread a little bit that moment because I know I won't be able to write the text as I would want it to. Right? I have to compromise on a lot more than I would want to. I'm trying to learn to see kind of the positives in that, right? Learn to compromise and learn to see the benefits and to see when he's right, for example, right? Because he is right sometimes, right? His kind of simplification, is actually an advantage, for example, when writing these texts. Sometimes people get like carried away and write too many words or write things that don't make sense. And if you kind of simplify it like that, it's easier. But for example, he has like the habit of like starting writing the text already, instead of like making a little draft beforehand or something like this, right? So it's like there are positives and negatives. And I think that's, I don't know. I could stretch the stream, obviously, but I think this is good enough for today. Wish me luck for next week's medical test. I wish you luck with your strange and boring text. With your langweilig with your langweilig text. Langweiliges text. Langweiliger text. Langweilig text. I also often do the bare minimum, but in groups I try not to pull others down with it. So if I'm solo, I do less. In my case, if I'm solo, I like try to try out new things. Press your thumbs. Okay. Bye.